Scorpio season, long awaited. I don't know, I feel like something's been building up, that something will come to a head, isn't quite the word, but reach some kind of, it's not coming to a head, it's not a breaking point, but it's some scorpionic change, ending, and new beginning. And I had written down, under Scorpio, I wrote the sequel, leaning into transformation. And that we think of Scorpio transformation as being the big moment, the big, coming to a head or whatever. And I think one of the things that's, I kind of got it this morning, that the changes, sometimes the cumulative effect of little changes leads to a quantum leap suddenly. There's that thing about the monkeys. There's an experiment where the monkeys, there are two islands, and the monkeys on one of the island discover how to do it, whatever it is, to rub two sticks together and use something as a tool that they hadn't before. And these guys have no physical contact. But the monkeys on the other island nearby learn the skill. Now you could say, is it simultaneous? Somehow independently, but simultaneous, Don't know how it works. It's a network, it's that thing that connects us. Even though the physical connection isn't established, or not in a way we would think with our ideas about distance, and this is distinct from that. It's hard to believe. But that's kind of what we're doing here. Doesn't matter that you're out there wherever you are, and I'm in here, and that you're not seeing this unfold in as a live thing, although I might start doing that. I never edit, so I don't. But nevertheless, here we are. We're connected. And I don't know much, but I know that. So there's that, the idea of a sequel, of somehow being set up moment to moment for the big change and what comes next. The other thing I had written down, another piece of paper, it said diminishing returns. And then on a little scrap, small talk. And small talk has been an issue for me explicitly, fairly recently, and a puzzling, and what I really believed was an important relationship that had, it had been diminishing returns for a long time, with me saying, what? And there was no communication except small talk. Small talk is fine. The world goes round based on the things we say to the grocery clerk or at the cocktail. We can make that meaningful, moment to moment to moment. That's exquisite. But when, there's an elephant in the room, and it's not your elephant and it's not your room, or it is, but you can't discover the parameters of the thing unless you can talk about it. So I don't dismiss small talk unless it's the only language being spoken in a relationship that you thought went deeper than that. So it seems like a dishonoring of the thing to just be saying, whatever. Small talk, diminishing returns. And how to turn that around in Scorpio season, moment to moment, in such a way that the big transformation happens. The monkeys learn the skill. What are we talking about here? Is this small talk? What are we... Because it's the monkeys is the exact opposite. It's talk over space and time. It's kind of, it's not hive mind, but it's a kind of magic, Hierophant. To me, in this context, I mean, this is a card of higher power, of ascendance, of spiritual endeavors. It's Taurus energy, so it really is about that transcendent thing, but how it expresses in 3D. There is a stairway up, there is a stairway down. There is always the importance of owning it. In other decks, Hierophant can be the dictatorial, limiting belief system. This isn't that. And it starts, inside of you. And it's joy. I think you know it, higher power, by the joy or relief or release it brings. This person is enlightened. So whatever's happening in the 3D world, this person's spirit is talking to them, loud and clear. And the message is joyful. Okay. Okay, hang on a seckie. Wow. Okay. Holy shit. Bottom of the deck, High Priestess. Through the crown chakra, information comes pouring in. We're the vessel for the divine. We're the vessel for the divine. And that sounds sort of highfalutin. No, this is Taurus energy. This is earth energy. It's for real. We can channel this. We can bring it right into our bodies. This is chi energy, the energy of the universe. And we're, that's our birthright to be part of that. We are the energy of the universe, incarnate, right? Whether we know it or not. And this is this is kind of the willingness, the ability to open to that information, not close off to it. And then we had Knight of Swords. Somebody's hot-footing it. Somebody's really on the move. And I think this is the one that has a motorcycle. So first by foot, then by motorcycle. There's the messenger bird. There's the crossbow. It's all kind of fast and furious, trying to make up for lost time, maybe? That somehow the spiritual awakening had been postponed. Lovers. Card of Gemini. This yin-yang relationship between these two. And it could be the internal balance between masculine and feminine. If we're all one way, we're not complete. So these are two individuals, if it's two of them, complete in themselves. So that there's something about the polarity that just attracts, doesn't repel. Somebody wants to talk about it, and they're quite not desperate really, but they know they've got to go as fast as they can, and that it's the first step is sword energy, Cancer. I think she's also Libra. Sword energy. It's a certain sacred knowledge. And this person gets it and wants to talk about it with somebody else, and they're hot-footing it, because in 3D it's like before it gets cold, before they forget, before they lose their courage, they need to hot-foot it, because this is what in sword energy, Gemini, what they want to talk about. Knight of Swords, lovers. And it's as if spirit is, it's like puppet theater. Spirit is talking in their ear, and they want to talk quickly, transmit the message before it gets cold. Under High Priestess, King of Cups. That water energy of High Priestess, water and air. Water. King of Cups, the feeling one, and in this case really in a meditative place, because when you bring it in through your crown chakra all the way down through all the energy centers, a big one that lights up is the heart center. So this person is maybe sitting in meditation, or maybe just sitting in quiet, trying to just opening their heart. That's with each breath, it gets bigger. It gets bigger. With each heartbeat, there's something about but they're trying to clear channel. They're trying to clear the channel. And I sort of like it that, you have YouTube channels. This one's a channel. Oh boy. So under Knight of Swords is 5 of Pentacles, which right on the face of it is a card of being locked out of something in 3D. I can't get in. I've been trying. Perhaps for 3 years, I've been working at this. I've been expending my energy trying to gain entry to something I can't. I can't get in. And this person may have felt left out in the cold, that they couldn't somehow, in 3D it was an impoverished, kind of desperate situation. And somehow, okay, hang on, somehow through the work they did in 3D, to find a unity that they could believe in. It was work, it was practice, it was trying to, because this is a card of mastery. What you've done over time. And this is the person sitting back, and seeing the fruits of their labors. And I think it has like actual fruit and gemstones and stuff on one side, and books and on the other side. And she holds the candle. And pentacles speak to time, as candles, it's kind of, it's a spiritual practice. It's something that feeds your 3D life. It's almost like it's a bank. It's like an energy bank. You expend energy and time and intention and authenticity in the service of something. And it becomes like something that can recharge your battery. You put into it, it gives back to you. It's the energy of your environment and your life giving back to you. on the basis of the energy you put in. Look at these two. Hierophant, King of Cups. You know, spirit is very loud here. So let's see what the Five of Pentacles is about. It might be that this person is opening their heart after they had a long period out in the cold, where they just couldn't get it together in 3D energy. And I think the missing link was that they weren't tapping into themselves, into their core self, into their joyful, you know, I'm glad to be alive, Taurus energy of Hierophant. Because this isn't glad to be alive. I mean, it's survival. But it's hard. It's like doing hard time. Pentacles speak to time. Doing hard time. And then in comes something you've done in your life some kind of work or practice that involved opening the heart. And sometimes it was just by staying alive. That's clarifying the just staying alive card. What's that? Saturday Night Fever. Staying alive, staying alive. It was sort of the Bee Gees and the introduction of disco into our life. Disco, you know, it has a tempo. It's not my favorite genre, but it's about staying alive. This is a life force energy. Sagittarius, fire energy. It's almost like, you know, the light up here, the light of contemplation, the channeling high priestess of the light. You can bring it into 3D with the help of, you know, both higher power and divine timing. That tempo thing, that like spend the time, invest the time and energy. And then you begin to tap into this eternal well of healing. Temperance. You know, it's being able to do something day by day methodically so that you don't like shoot your shot and end up depleted. It's like getting into the divine rhythm of things. The heartbeat of the heartbeat of the universe. That's spirit talking, you know. And this is that yin-yang thing too, the sun, moon, and the blend. You know, the mix, the alchemical mix that produces that kind of relationship, that kind of vulnerability. And you might build it day by day over time. But there's some aspect too that's completely timeless, because it's divine timing. You know, it's the situation that opens up to you in 3D, maybe when you've put in the work, what you've done in 3D. You know, whether it's artistic work or investing in your own growth and the growth of things around you. It could be a business, a family, a relationship, an artistic, your gift to the world through your craft, through your art. On Hierophant. Chariot. I mean, another major arcana card. we have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of however many, 8, 9, 10, something like that. And the joy that comes from aligning feelings, like, don't forget about this. There's this, for sure. 5 in Minor Arcana, the card of depletion and needing help, and this is the 5 in Major Arcana, Hierophant. Help is there. Spirit is on your side, And you can be open to it. You can open your heart, you can open your mind, and shit will happen. In 3D, your life will change. I think this is you. Could be both of you, because this is the blend of masculine, feminine, these two things working together to create the alchemy. I think you're High Priestess. But you're really in step, in the rhythm. The two horses are their hoofbeats are hitting at the same time. It's like that. You're covering some ground. This is a fast-moving energy. Cancer, Cups energy about feelings. And you're covering some ground, that earth energy of Hierophant, because you're grounding yourself through a meditative practice. Now, that doesn't mean you have to sit in meditation, although that is the image we get here. But I see it also because it's earth energy is a kind of yoga of the householder. It's about your daily life. It isn't removed from, it's chop wood, carry water, that kind of, we're in the place of space and time, and we have to, it behooves us to find in every moment best we can that elusive, the elusive, it seems to be elusive, but it really isn't. As soon as we get quiet, it comes in. Chi energy. It's everywhere, right? It's just that we need to be the clear channel. The clear channel. Incorporate that yoga of the householder, like, when I go to fill the dishwasher, I try to stay mindful. Just to know that that's what I'm doing, to feel the water on my hands, I kind of like it. I pre-wash every dish, and anyway, I'm a Virgo. That's part of the thing. Oh my God, there we go. There's your card, Scorpio. That's for all of us going through this season of transformation. And for Scorpios, it's like quantum. It brings in a new, talk about the sequel, the next chapter. That's the focus here, and it says it right on the card, death and rebirth. That's the new vista, the new frontier. This could be a shroud. But inside the shroud is that new life, that new landscape. It's sort of what I see out my window. That's the sequel. Somebody's gotten the download and wants to talk. Because I think one of the things about this kind of spiritual awakening, which really happens in real life, in our 3D lives. Not once, but continually. We wake up, we wake up, we wake up. It's really nice to be able to share that with somebody. The two horses, the two hoofbeats, the two directions being aligned, the two things being synthesized. Internally and externally. internally and externally. That's our life's work. Pentacles energy. Life work. Is that it? So nothing in this was small talk. This was big talk. You know, like we need to get the wax out of our ears or something, because it's this thing that's coming through, maybe in a message, but also from inside. Cups energy from inside. Cups energy. Inside gets a very strong nod in this reading for all these major arcana cards, but it's expressed in 3D, and you're rocking that. It may feel like this right now. You know, I alternate between feeling this and feeling like this, the joy of being alive. And you can't get here without spending some time here. There's a way in which we do time in a feeling of lack and hardship. It doesn't mean we've failed. It doesn't mean we're not tapped in. It doesn't mean we're not transforming. It's just, it's part of life. And kind of seek out the joy. That's our job. Moment to moment, place to place, face to face. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.